receiver. We just need to continue success and continued great play from them in terms of what they've been able to do. And I just need Coby Fleener and Josh Hill. If we can get Fleener and even Josh Hill to step up and that tight end position to be more available for Drew, there's no telling what this offense will be able to do. There's no telling. So that's really the only areas. And Coach, do me a favor, Coach Payton, scratch the Fleener play on, for the 2 points.
No, we need to bury that play. Man, bury that play with Marie Laveau or whoever. That play has to go, baby.
I need Fleener, and other things, Fleener and Brandon, because you're both a 6'6", BC, not before Christ, Brandon Coleman. I need you to make sure that you are an intelligent football player, that you know what the sticks are. We can't have you at 6'6", catching a pass and just laying on the ground when you have nobody touching you. You need to either go for the end zone or at least get the first down, because that could have been a huge mistake that could have cost the Saints.
Yeah.
And that is one of the drives where you left 4 points off the board. You can't have that. You can't have that at all. So we need you to play intelligently and, very, very smartly on that. But I do see where Fleener and Coleman are beginning to make steps. When they really get on board, look out. There's no telling. Great catch on the flea flicker, Coleman. Great catch. Josh Hill, I need you to step up, man. It's been 2 years in a row now. We're not getting much from you. So I'm not sure what's going on. But you were the replacement for Ben Watson. You were really the replacement for Jimmy Graham, and it has not occurred. So this is the third year. So I need you, Josh Hill, to be a very, very strategic part of the arsenal in Drew Brees' passing. We get Josh Hill and Coby Fleener and Brandon Coleman, Tommy Lewis just to contribute. You can't cover any of them.
Right.
You won't be able to cover anybody on this team.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to see what Josh Hill, Tommy Lee Lewis, Coby Fleener, and Brandon Coleman do in the second half of the season. But we got some young talent, and I'm just excited about what they're going to do and accomplish.
Professor, I'm glad you said that, because when you have guys on the field, you've got to have guys who are multi-faceted in how they're able to, let's say as a tight end, you have to be able to block, but you also can be able to catch the ball and be dangerous at doing it. That's what we need out of Josh Hill. We haven't seen that. He had an excellent touchdown catch in the game, but we still need him to really be that impact player. And John Kuhn, we forgot to mention him as far as the running backs. His presence at fullback has really been a godsend to this to the organization. So, but the wide receivers, man, I tell you, you're right. These guys are forming a tandem, and just think, if we can just get at least one more of those guys just performing at a high level, what will the defenses be able to do? Nothing. And that's what is happening now. Just like you said, if we have guys who are going to be potentially 3,000-yard receivers, what do you say about this? What can they do? And that's what we need to have defenses guessing across the NFL.
Mm-hmm. And I would love to have seen the Saints give that ball on that goal line stand. Seattle may at least one time have given that ball to Mr. Coon. And that was bad play calling on that drive when they did not score and they had to kick a field goal. So these kind of points, and we know Seattle has a good front seven, but these are the kind of things that Coach Payton and Pete Carmichael have to be careful of. I forgot all about my man Coon.
Yeah,
because he is a great addition.
Let me ask you this, Professor. I need your opinion. Based upon what you see out of the Saints, and we've been, analyzing these guys for the past 7 years, man, and 8 years, really. Do you feel as though Sean Payton and these guys, once they get closer to, like, in between the 5-yard line and the goal yard line, they get tense and they lack their creativity? Because you look at a team like the Patriots, it really doesn't matter. They're going to find a way to be able to get that ball into the end zone. Or do you think it's the lack of the presence that we used to have with a guy like Jimmy Graham that makes us a little bit more timid in our approach to be able to throw the ball on the goal line?
I think Jimmy Graham and Darren Sproles, they were so dynamic, and when you're down there, really Brandon Cooks is our dynamic. I think the key is Coby Fleener and Josh Hill and Brandon Coleman, as tall as all three of those guys are with Michael Thomas. You've got to find a way that even if you line the four of them on one side or whatever and get them vertical where they can jump up or whatever, like Marcus Colston and used to do along with Jimmy Graham. See, the key was if Darren Sproles in the game, nobody could cover Darren Sproles. We don't have that speedy scat back like we had with Darren Sproles and Reggie Bush. And so when you don't have them or an athletic person that played basketball turned football player like Jimmy Graham, then it makes you very, very reserved and conservative. Now, this year they had been doing great before this game because the Saints was the number one team in the red zone.
Right.
But the play calling, the Brandon Coleman mistake was a Brandon Coleman snafu. And the play calling on first and goal at the 1, on first down, I would have spread that out. I would have at least on first down given that ball to Kuhn or did a play action fake. Something different on first or second down. And so, unfortunately, they were not able to convert. And also, the New Orleans Saints offensive line, they've got to do better on short yards. They've done better this year, but that was where you had line against line, and the Saints offensive line did not get the job done. They didn't get the job well done.
Right.
That's something they have to work on. Because you may see Seattle again or Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
Basically, those are the two dominant. And I don't know about Minnesota anymore after these last 2 weeks what has happened to them.
Snake bitten.
You may wind up seeing this front seven again if, you can stay on your roll. I don't like talking playoffs with this too much football, but in that area, I would work on that for execution or, put the balls in the hands of your Hall of Famer. Put it in his hands. That's why he's a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, and $20 million plus quarterback.
Right. Right. So. Okay. Gotcha.
While we're on the offense and wrapping it up, let's talk about the offensive line and their great play in terms of protecting Drew despite the injuries that we've suffered, the chronic injuries and struggling that Armstead has had, and he's toughened it out. We've had Pete to miss a game. Kelementi's been injured, and this line has played great. Solid A play. They have played great. We see what the running game is getting better, getting much better. And so overall, what looked like it was going to be the depth of the team when we observed them in preseason has turned out to play pretty solid this first half of the season. And let's just hope that they can continue, even when Mr. Lalita has to come in to fill in for them. Let's continue to hope Tony Hill and all of the different players that they've had to bring back to the team with the injuries. They have still managed to play solid, and let's just continue the great play offensive line. Let's continue the momentum and improvement in the running game. And we're seeing where Max Unger is showing why he has been a Pro Bowler when he was in Seattle, and he's been a great addition for Drew. So let's continue that success, and let's continue to be a great line. Kyle mentioned earlier that Drew has only been sacked no more than twice in most of these games. So let's just continue that success.
You know
You're
what?
great cop for the offensive line.
Man, it was pretty cool to give Unger the game ball on Sunday after that win against Seattle. The offensive line has done a lot better than I had given them hope to do during the preseason, because I saw firsthand how the offensive line was being dominated, especially when they played the Texans. But all in all, man, with Armstead, Pete on the left side, Unger has done a very good job up the middle. Especially Mark Ingram loves when Unger is, just blocking for him running. He's had tremendous success running the football behind Max Unger. But if you notice, Hightower has had more success running the ball behind Pete. Interesting. So the left side seems to be favorable for Hightower. Up the middle seems favorable for Ingram. Cadet, we don't know yet. So, but
really, Kyle?
Diva.
Hey,
Yeah.
Diva.
I told y'all was gonna pop up.
She is here.
There's my cut buddy. There she is. Sharita the Diva is on the line with the professor. Hi, Sharita.
Hi. How y'all doing?
We are doing good.
Great. Great. Now we're gonna get it popping. Sharita, we were sitting here just going over the offense from Drew's play to running backs, wide receiver, offensive line, mid-year grades. We gave overall. I gave the offense. Overall, my offensive grade is an A because they put up a lot of points and they played pretty solid. What's your thoughts on the offense? Drew, the running back, offensive line, wide receiver, your thoughts on the mid-year level grade and play of the offense?
Okay, well, you gave them an A. Wow, that's big.
And now Sharita, Sharita, you and I we can issue an F and a Z real quickly, but they've been pretty solid.
Okay, I'm gonna give the offense overall. You said you gave them an A. I can't necessarily throw that out there. So I'm gonna give them a low. I'm gonna give them that in between, that high C and low B. I'm gonna put them there. And the reason why I pick it that way overall, it's been something that's steady as you go. And when we started out, that was a flat out F. If there was a way to get an F plus, that we started at an F plus. We moved to where we are right now. So we're hoping that they can keep. We're hoping that the offense overall, because it seems to be gelling a little bit better, and people seem to be getting a little more comfortable in their roles, that they continue to move forward, but continue to play at the level that we saw last week against Seattle. I'm gonna put it overall in the, well, at least we're not the Texans. Let's just put it that way. We played a Raiders team that right now is probably one of the best teams. One of the best teams out there as far as the AFC. They're putting everybody on watch. And then slowly we gained momentum we got over one of the humps, because Seattle was always our Achilles tendon. And so finally, I don't know how or why or if the clouds open for the Saints and then open for the Cubs, but yeah, I'm gonna give them that low C, B, and then now moving forward, we're going to we're playing San Francisco. Hopefully we can keep that momentum going. Drew has been playing well. I don't have too much to say, and he took that little knock against I guess that was that Kansas City where he got, Carolina where he got the bloody mouth. He did well. We've already discussed on Wednesday how I feel as far as the running back tandem. Tim Hightower is very hungry. He's hungry and he came to eat, and he's gonna eat all the buffet. Mark Ingram, my jury's still out. My jury's really still out on Mark Ingram. And like you said, Travis Cadet, Travis Cadet is on the back of a milk cart. So he's missing.